So the first thing we're going to do is to clean everything really well in really hot water and soap and water. Clean everything that you're going to use for making your apple cider vinegar. It doesn't have to be sterilized, but you do want it to be sanitized. So this is all of my materials that are all been sanitized and are sitting here waiting. The rest that you'll need, of course, are apples. I have organic Gala apples. They're on sale for, I think, $2.99 a bag, and I think I got 7 in the bag. I also have some organic apple cider vinegar with the mother. You need that to make your starter. I have some raw sugar, organic sugar. I have some coffee filters to go over the top. So the first thing we're going to do is cut up these apples. I will say, in researching this, there are as many recipes for apple cider vinegar as there are YouTube videos on apple cider vinegar, meaning everybody has their own way of doing stuff. I'm going to cut up a few apples. So now, all I'm going to do is take my apples and start filling this bottle up. Bottle, jar, whatever. And I'm going to do it to where it's about, I guess halfway, like this. Some people pack it down, some people measure it exact. I am going to try doing it this way. As you can see, I've got about a half a jar. I'm going to cut up another one to put in here. So, okay, so there we go. That is about 4 apples. And I'm going to fill this up with filtered water. And then you add a teaspoon of sugar per apple. So that means we're going to do 2 teaspoons in each of these. I have 2 cups of filtered water, and I'm going to add 2 heaping teaspoons. This is not a teaspoon, it's more like a soup spoon, but I'm sure it'll be okay. 2 of these. Stir that up a little bit. It doesn't have to be dissolved all the way, but I don't want all the sugar to be stuck, you know, go to the bottom of the container. While that's dissolving a little bit, I'm going to get my apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to measure out 1/4 cup. And you want to be sure to shake it up so that you're getting the mother in there. The sediment, that's the mother. So I'm just going to do 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. This gives it a little jump start, okay? So now I'm going to pour and I'm going to add my 1/4 cup apple cider vinegar, and then we're going to stir this up, but we do not want to use a metal spoon. Vinegar reacts with metal, so a wooden or plastic spoon. And you want your apples to stay submerged. Now, I've heard two things. Some people weight this down with something. Other people say if you stir it every day, it'll be okay. Because see how the apples float to the top? Okay, I'm going to set up the other one, and then we're about done. I think I'm going to top mine off with just a little bit more water, just really trying to get them as covered as much as possible and get the most vinegar from our batch. So that is looking good. The last thing that we're going to do is take our coffee filter with a rubber band and put it on top. And like I said, we're going to be stirring this every day. So I'm going to see how the coffee filter holds up. We may end up switching to cheesecloth so it's easier to and more durable to get on and off. Okay, bubbles are good. Look at all those bubbles. Oh my, okay. Bubbles are good. Bubbles are good. This has been about, what? I don't know, 4 days. Nice. All right, I took the top off and it was really bubbled up here. So we're going to push down and give it a good stir so it gets air in there. And we're going to push, okay, give me my spoon back. We're going to push these apples down beneath the surface. Down, boys, down. So today is an exciting day because we're going to decant our apple cider vinegar. So let's take a look and see how this is looking under here. Okay. All right, so it's interesting. It has a little bit of bubbling. Doesn't have any discolored like brown, not brown, like black or green mold. Yeah, I'm going to give it a smell. Let's see. And it smells great. It doesn't smell as strong as vinegar. I'm going to smell some vinegar to compare. But it does not stink, which I'm glad. Like, it doesn't smell like it's rotten or spoiled, you know? It just has a nice apple-y kind of smell to it. Okay, so what I have here is a regular strainer that I've washed out. I have my large Pyrex glass measuring cup, and I have some, this is muslin, which is a finer weave than cheesecloth. You could use cheesecloth, you could just fold it a couple of times. This, as you can see, is almost like a linen. That's actually 2 layers. Let's see if I can get 1 layer. Just to show you. Okay, so see how tightly woven that is so we don't get apple pieces in our vinegar. So we're going to strain it really good, and then I'm going to return it to this bottle. It needs to sit until it gets as strong as we want it to be, because it smells great. It definitely does not smell as strong as apple cider vinegar out of the store. So we want to pour it up, squeeze all the liquid out, and then put it back in the jar, and we're going to let it sit. The pH level needs to go down, which means it is stronger. Okay, so we're just going to pour this here. I have it lined with a double layer. I mean, it just smells like apples. So I'm pretty optimistic about the quality of the vinegar we're making. It's going to take a little bit for that to strain through. And like I said, I'm going to squeeze these apples too so that I get it all out. As you can see, it's taking its time to strain. So this is our beautiful strained apple cider vinegar, which is going to be apple cider vinegar. Like I said, it still doesn't smell very vinegary, so I'm going to put a top on now. But we don't tighten it really tight. You just put it on like loosely. That's loose. And I'm going to sit it back over undisturbed now for another 30 days, you guys. This is taking forever. So this is likely the moment we've been waiting for. I ordered these kombucha pH test strips to test the acidity of my vinegar preparations. So the directions here say to fill a tablespoon with kombucha. Well, in this case, it's the vinegar. Dip the test strip in for 2 seconds. Remove the strip and compare within 15 seconds. And the closest match indicates the pH level. For a safe brew that's free from harmful microbes, we want 4.5 or below. A kombucha that's ready to drink or bottle is 2.5 to 3.5. What I saw in my research is that for a vinegar, you want it to be under 3.5. Okay, so we got them open. Pull this out. It's just a plain white piece of paper. Oh, no, it's not. It's got these 2 squares on this side. All right. Now what I'm going to do, just because I'm curious, is I'm going to test some regular organic apple cider vinegar to see what that does. So I'm just going to shake this up a little bit and put a little bit, about 2 teaspoons full in this dish here, and we will measure the pH level. I'm just going to dip it in here for a few seconds, about 5 or 10 seconds. And let's take a look and see. This is the color that it turned, and we will now compare it to the chart that's on the back of the package here. So as you can see, we want to be below 3. And as you can see that this is definitely in the 2.5 range. Okay, now this is really the moment that we have been waiting all of these days for. All 60 of them, right? So we're going to test our homemade apple cider vinegar, which smells really good. It doesn't smell as strong as bottled vinegar, but it definitely smells like vinegar. And it looks like vinegar too. So we're going to put our 2 teaspoons in the dish and get our little test strip. This is like a science experiment. This would make a great science project. So as you can see, blue and green. Dip it in here. Will it be strong enough? Here's our chart. Remember, we're going for 3 or below. And there we go. Oh my goodness, I am so happy right now. This made my day. This is about a quart, maybe a little under a quart of, or maybe a quart, I don't know. Homemade apple cider vinegar. All right, there you go. It's been a long time. This is a long process. I mean, you know, very passive process, but still. Yay. Okay, the other thing I didn't do is I didn't taste it. So let me just put a little bit in here. You know, just like you would do if you're going to take your daily shot, you know, and I'm just going to give it a little taste. So I'm just going to give it a little taste here. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Unmistakably vinegar, but a much more beautiful, complex flavor. Wow, that is really good. It has such a pleasant, apple-y taste to it. It's definitely vinegar, but it has the more of the apple flavor too, so it's very like cider. This tastes like apple cider vinegar. Oh, this is delicious.